Star Trek DS9's Captain Sisko triples Kirk's love of the Enterprise. When fans think of captains and their starships, James T., Kirk, and the USS Enterprise almost immediately come to mind. Kirk's love for the Enterprise is the stuff of legend, a captain bonded with his ship like a knight with his sword. Yet in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Benjamin Sisko takes that archetype and expands it into something deeper, more personal, and arguably more profound. If Kirk's bond with the Enterprise was one of passion and adventure, Sisko's love for his ships, the Defiant, and more symbolically, Deep Space Nine itself, was about family, survival, and legacy. In many ways, Sisko didn't just love his ship, he lived for it. Kirk, a romantic love for the Enterprise. Kirk's relationship with the Enterprise in the original series was romantic and adventurous. He called her my ship, treating her almost like a beloved companion. The Enterprise represented his freedom among the stars, a place where he could escape bureaucracy and embrace the unknown. She was his constant partner, outlasting romances and political entanglements. For Kirk, the Enterprise wasn't just a starship, it was the ideal of exploration itself. She carried him across uncharted regions, into battles with Klingons, and through entanglements with godlike beings. His love was singular and intense, born from adventure and discovery. But it was also a little selfish. Kirk thrived because of the Enterprise. His passion was about what she gave him: adventure, command, and purpose. He mourned her destruction in the search for Spock as one mourns a fallen comrade, but it was always about the mission. Sisko, a captain who loves beyond command. Sisko's connection to his starship and station was different. He didn't fall in love with the romantic idea of a vessel. Instead, his affection was tied to duty, community, and survival. Unlike Kirk, Sisko didn't just inherit Deep Space Nine, he transformed it. When Sisko first arrived at DS9 in Emissary, it was a battered Cardassian outpost, barely functional, and certainly no Federation dream assignment. Yet Sisko grew to love it, not as a sleek starship, but as a home. He saw what it meant to Bajor, how it symbolized hope after Cardassian occupation, and he shouldered the weight of protecting that dream. And then came the USS Defiant. Unlike Kirk, Sisko didn't need the Defiant for exploration or adventure. He needed it to protect his people. The Defiant wasn't romantic. It was raw, a warship built for survival against the Borg, then repurposed to face the Dominion. Sisko loved it not for what it represented to him personally, but for what it meant to everyone under his command. Tripling Kirk's love. What makes Sisko's love greater than Kirk's is its multiplicity. He didn't just love a ship for the adventure it offered. He loved the Defiant as a shield for his crew. He loved DS9 as a home for Bajorans and Starfleet alike. And he loved them both as tools in a war that would decide the fate of the Alpha Quadrant. Sisko's love wasn't self-centered. It was protective, sacrificial. Where Kirk embraced adventure for himself, Sisko embraced responsibility for others. He fought and bled not to preserve his own freedom, but to secure peace and survival for billions. That kind of devotion expands the concept of loving a ship into a layered, almost parental relationship. Legacy and destiny. There's another element to Sisko's bond with his command: prophecy. As the emissary of the prophets, Sisko's role was not just captain, but spiritual guardian. DS9 became more than a station. It became the physical representation of his destiny. Kirk saw his Enterprise as an extension of his own will. Sisko saw DS9 and the Defiant as tools of destiny, vessels through which he could protect the Byron people and fulfill his role in the galaxy's fate. When Sisko finally left Starfleet to join the Prophets, he left behind more than a ship. He left behind a home, a war won, a family of crewmates who had become something far greater than subordinates. Kirk's Enterprise inspired generations of explorers. Sisko's DS9 and Defiant saved the galaxy. Conclusion: Kirk's love for the Enterprise was passionate, noble, and timeless. But Sisko's love tripled it, because it wasn't just about adventure. It was about responsibility, survival, and legacy. Sisko's bond with his ships was rooted in sacrifice, in building a community, and in carrying the crushing weight of destiny. If Kirk's Enterprise was a love affair with the stars, then Sisko's DS9 and Defiant were love letters to survival, family, and fate. And that makes his love not only greater, it makes it eternal. Would you like me to make this one a little more character quote heavy using actual moments where Sisko or Kirk express their feelings about their ships? Or keep it in this analytical, thematic style?